Hi, this is Dan again. First of all, I'd like to thank you for purchasing the Heiwa Pachinko machine. I'm sure you'll have many good years of fun with it. I'll show you quickly some of the features and show you how to get it all set up and ready to go. Front of the machine, on the actually on the back side, on the left back side, there's a loop you'll feel right about in the middle of the machine. You can actually stick your finger in it and lift up, and that will allow the front door to open. All right. If you haven't already put feet on this, just nail an 8-inch board, nail it to either side so it doesn't tip. I would suggest you do that, or mount this in the wall like a lot of people do. At this point, this is very, very tippy, and right now the weight is forward. If I let go, the machine will fall, and obviously you don't want that to happen. But that opens up the front door. Right back here under this little symbol is a plunger. When you push down, it allows you to open the lower tray or the upper tray with the ball handling mechanism, and allows you to get in here in case any balls get stuck in here. Typically, you would never have to do this, but I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that. When you bring this back, you're going to push here and here on the door, and that locks it back in place. This is an ashtray. Japanese were heavy smokers in the pachinko parlors. This is the lower tray where overflow balls will go, and then you've got your launch mechanism here. We'll talk about that when we actually start to play the machine. So I'll turn it around and show you how to set the machine up ready for play. When you get this machine, there's one thing that I want you to check, and that is, and I don't know how well this will translate in the video, but you should be able to see it. It's right here. It's a piece of plastic. It's a spring-loaded piece of plastic. The spring is right there. And this should be all the way to the left, and when it goes all the way to the left, it will stay there. It locks in place. It is connected to a mechanism right here. There's a rod that comes down. On the front of the machine is a small hole. For maintenance purposes, you can put a very thin rod through that hole. It would then push on this and release this mechanism. And what would happen is all of the balls that have been sitting in here would just funnel right out of the machine and drop out. It's a maintenance thing. Again, you would, unless you're going to move the machine and you want to get the weight out of it, you would probably never ever use it. But point being is, for it to be functional, it needs to be back and locked so that it allows the balls to go through the machine rather than falling out of the machine. So that's one thing you want to check to make sure that didn't get bumped during shipping. The other thing you want to check is right here. There's a little plunger. This pushes the seesaw, what's called the seesaw, up and into the correct position. So again, I'll show you how that works once we get some balls into it. Another thing you will need, in addition to pachinko balls, is some sort of a box or a can or a Tupperware bowl or something. You want to place it right here in line with this chute and this. So this is where a ball will exit, and this is where a ball will exit. So you want whatever you've got to be wide enough so that if a ball falls out of here or a ball falls out of here, they will drop into your catch box. But again, it doesn't have to be made of wood or anything. It just needs to be something that will catch the balls. So you're going to take pachinko balls. You should have at least 300. The machine will easily hold 500. Before we actually put the balls in, I'm going to plug the machine in, again with the 9-volt battery adapter. And you'll notice that one light comes on, and this is the ball out light, meaning there's no balls in the hopper, or not enough balls in the hopper for you to continue to play. It's activated by the weight of the balls dropping this down and turning the switch off. Okay. It also interfaces with a rod that goes down inside the machine, so that when you see the light come on, if you continue to play, you'll only be able to play 7 or 8 more balls, even though you've got more in your table or your tray out front, because this sets a flag and says you can't play anymore. There's not enough balls in the unit. Okay, so I'm just going to take some pachinko balls. This is pretty noisy. Okay, so now that we have enough pachinko balls in there, the weight is down, the light is off. You can see all the balls. They go down here in double file around the corner, and then 7 balls go onto this side of the jackpot chamber and 7 balls go onto that side of the jackpot chamber, so that when you do get a winning ball, the prize is 14 balls. Okay, so now the machine is ready to go and play. Again, that you want to make sure your plunger is up. You've got something to catch the balls. Okay, so what I'll turn the machine around in just a second, but I want you to see the mechanism actually work when you do get a winning ball. So I'm just going to drop a ball into one of the pockets. And I don't know if you saw the mechanism work or not. It's, unless you know what to look for, it's hard to see, but you can see the mechanism work, the light come on, so on and so forth. Turn this back around. Okay, so you've loaded the machine up, your ball catcher is in place, and then you're going to take some balls, doesn't really matter how many, and just put them in the upper tray. So the upper tray is going to feed down in and will be what is launched. So these balls will continue to decrease as you play, and if you do get a win, the winning balls come out of this opening. If this fills up too full, then they will overflow and go down into this tray. The easiest way to do this is I just put my fingers underneath. This is called the thumb rest, but I put my fingers underneath, I push down, and I just sort of let it tweak off my thumb to launch the ball. And hopefully we'll get a win here. Now right now, the tulips are not open, so they're harder to it's harder to win when the tulips are closed. Yep. And I'll just keep launching them. Hopefully we'll get something to win. There. I actually got 2 jackpots that time. One went in here and one went in here. Now with the tulip open, it's easier once you learn how to play this to get a ball to drop into the tulip that's open rather than a tulip that's there. Okay. Okay. So that's the functioning of the machine. So with this, you get to learn, if I push all the way down and let it go, it'll go all the way over. There's a bumper here. There's a win. If you push not all the way down and let go, so depending on how, you'll get used to it, but real quick on the back, there is a tension adjust for the launch spring. And I believe you can see where it is. It's right here. There's a piece of metal right here, and there's a nail. So I'll try to pull it out. There's the piece of metal with the spring on it, and you just would pull more to get more tension, let it come back the other way to get less tension, then just hook it back up again. So I think that's pretty much got everything that we need to talk about. Again, I am available anytime, either by phone, email, FaceTime, through the eBay system. I certainly don't want you to think you can't call me and ask me a question. I'm always open to that, and I enjoy talking about the machine. So again, thank you very much for your purchase, and I hope it gives you many years of enjoyment. Thanks.